Welcome. My name is Roy Smith, and I wrote the Knights of the 21st Century program. Today we're going to talk about what we call campfires, which is the most important part of the Knights of the 21st Century experience. It's where men practice talking to men about what matters most to them. Now, as life is what you make it, with groups, it's no different. Groups are what you make it. A vital part of a men's program experience is to practice skills taught or to face the issues that come from the material presented. What is not soon used and applied in relationships is very often quickly lost. As you start to practice new behaviors, the old patterns within your life push up against you and try to cover up the new learning. In order to help yourself and your family, the group process is very, very important. You need to learn how to respond as deeply and honestly within that group campfire experience as you feel comfortable with. Trust takes time, and the more the group risks with each other, the safer the group becomes. The more it benefits all the individuals that are involved in it. It's important that people listen to others as openly as they can, concentrating on what the individual's saying, not spending all the time thinking about their own response. Listening is for understanding the other person, not for some kind of comment or explanation. You need to let other group members know that you understand by reflecting what is said. Limit advice giving, but instead share similar connections. This is done not in a way that takes the attention from the person talking, but in order to support the individual by helping them feel, hey man, you're not alone, I understand. Follow up in the future groups by getting updates regarding, hey, how did that go? What we talked about last week in our campfire. Try to give a sense of abiding interest. We are constantly paying attention to one another. Ensure each member that they can utilize this important time by encouraging all people to share. For some, this will only occur if the time is quietly given or when someone asks them a question directly. Everyone benefits best when everyone contributes. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Thus, group strength is measured by how each person places their energy into contributing to it. Preaching is not meant for a campfire. In fact, it's for Sundays. If one person dominates group time regularly, others' growth will be impeded, and the group members' first responsibility is to make sure that all men take turns as each is comfortable and contributes. In our program, we say, sharing is like a pie, and everybody deserves a piece. We need a seeker attitude which accepts what is within a group member's life instead of spending so much time talking about what should be. It's important that each person is accepted for where they're at in their particular walk. Different people will be there, and hopefully people with different beliefs will come so that we can let them understand what Christ has and can do in their lives. Patience is a component of any important group process. Now, the strength of a chain is measured by the quality of each of its links. So a group process will naturally deepen if each link stays actively involved. Vulnerability and sharing will lead to other members sharing more vulnerably about themselves and help each to understand themselves better. Putting yourself out to be known leads to the strength within, previously unknown. Confidentiality is an important part of the campfire experience. It is a requirement so that each individual feels able to share not just their thoughts, but some of their deeper emotions that are attached to their thinking. This relationship skill of attaching thoughts to feelings is most valued by women in your life, and by growing in a campfire experience, you will find that your relationships with women will enhance. Group as a type of family has certain courtesies. You need to let people know if next week you're not going to be there. Let people know how to reach you if they desire to. If you're not there, call someone and ask them how the group went. Call individuals who have missed. Group members should let the leadership know when more group members can be added to it. If someone is going through a time of significant emotional pain or an intense growth experience where more helpful assistance is needed, go with them or encourage them to seek a lay counselor or the prayer team individual in your setting. An important self-birth moment where a crossroads exists in a group member's life demands that a brother go the extra mile with that member. The member gets extra help and will grow in an amazing way because you've cared enough to help them. Ask your group if they would allow other team observers in leadership to periodically sit in so that your leadership team can help your group and Campfire function in its best manner. You can stay with questions during the group time at work and allow the depth of the answers to continue. If for some reason a particular question is not helpful and does not help you get where you need to go, it's okay to go past it. This is not a race. It's okay that individuals should want to meet outside the time for future discussions. And so if your group wants to meet at another time to have some fun, give yourselves permission to do that. It is better to leave a group that's not working for you and try a different group of men where the chemistry may be better than to walk away and quit. You need to work to develop the group bond. Get the men in the Campfire to think about inviting their friends or another family member early in the group process so that you can have your group grow. The individuals will, if they join a group, increase the likelihood of follow through for both because that bond encourages each man to show up for the other. It's important in a Campfire experience that there's a servant leader. This is an individual who gives to one group as well as one's family by being interested in the other person's growth more often than their own. Paradoxically, as a result of the servant leadership aspect, the servant leader grows deeper themselves. We need, in our Campfire settings, to create substitute leaders so that others can step up in the Campfire process and experience the concept of servant leadership. This creates confidence and interaction with others as together you can practice your social skills and bonding skills and become the man God's created you to be. Some groups rotate leadership amongst themselves so that everybody has that opportunity. It's important as you establish a Campfire to establish a call list which ensures other group members have everybody else's phone numbers and can communicate with each other during times when there are needs or someone can't be there. Recognize that those who have special needs that are part of a Campfire need to be taken care of and respected. It is often likely that the person who talks least and listens learns more than a person that is constantly talking. We need to measure the sharing process, ensure that all people have the time to get involved. Sometimes it's important to request additional group members when helpful. Recognize that growing deeply with other men takes time and patience. At times, the leader is willing to risk himself as a model to show how others can be vulnerable too. If a member is struggling so much that it limits the growth of the group, the servant leader needs to seek assistance in order to help that person get better, or maybe they are not yet ready for the group process. In each Campfire, each member should be thanked for coming, especially those more on the edge of the group. The facilitator is often given value by others that may surprise the leader, and the leader's job is to reflect this given value back to others. Your affirmation as a leader is very, very important to other people. One of the characteristics of a Campfire is the recognition that our diversity is our strength. Each of us gets stuck in life, and in a group, if you all work together, there's more power to deal with one's stuckness than if you're alone. We are stronger together than apart, and we need people that are different from us to challenge us because they have strengths that we do not. A team is held together by a compelling purpose, which is our manhood journey is so important. We are part of leading a national men's movement whereby males need to learn to become men through deepening their sense of self and the greater awareness of their calling that God has for their life. These men need to be willing to reach out to those around them in a way that changes their life and enhances others. No member of a group is more important than the other member of the Campfire experience. Now, one of the main characteristics of an effective group is to know what I have to do to utilize the group well. You need to pick questions that encourage the growth of the group. Be honest with whatever level of involvement the individual chooses to have. Listen to others so that they feel heard and not alone. Everyone needs to take responsibility for the group. Hopefully these issues will help you in defining what you need to do as a group member of a Campfire experience for Knights of the 21st Century. Again, this is the most important part of what you are doing. Take care, and I wish you well in your manhood journey.